Hi, this is Sophia Harris. I don't know why I'm here, to be honest. Nobody knows, but this is the Party Podcast.
Party
Party Chat
chat,
Podcast.
Sophia.
Party Chat Podcast where you chat about parties. Hey.
Just, just play the goddamn music.
Xbox on.
Game on, baby. Wow!
Don't make a girl a promise you can't keep.
Let's do this.
Hello and welcome to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit. I am your host, Ross Miller, and I'm joined by everyone's favourite second uncle. It's Clay Parker, aka Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse. I can't quite say it as good as someone else that we know.
And a man complaining because he never got his mountaintop. It's Rhys.
I want my mountaintop.
But anyway, guys, we start the podcast with what we've been playing this week. So we'll start with you again, Rhys.
Me? Oh, right, yeah. So, this week I have been playing some of the Gears of War 4. Gears of War 4. I don't know why I wanted to say it like that. It just sort of happened. I've been playing through the campaign. And I got to say that I'm not enjoying the beginning of it.
What?
Yeah, after the amazing prologue, the game gets really, really, really bogged down for the first 3 chapters where you just fight the DB robots, and they're really, really, really boring enemies. They are so boring to fight. But the game has finally gotten back to the good stuff in the chapter I'm up to. Because, I think it's, Gears is about fighting. It's like the combat in Gears is meaty, it's bloody, it makes me want to eat a steak and grow a beard and chainsaw things to pieces, and fighting robots.
Scottish, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It makes me want to don a kilt and eat some haggis and anyway, so the robots they just walk towards you, and it's good the first time, but when you fight them for like 4 hours, it's like, yeah, I miss Gears.
I miss
But-
blood. And
But now that
emotion.
I'm back into the proper thing, fighting the swarm, I'm enjoying it a lot more. And I really think that they should have introduced the swarm sooner, and maybe had some mixed combat rather than just 3 hours or so of robot.
All I'm going to say is you haven't finished it yet, and by the time the end comes, you'll appreciate those first 3 hours.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll appreciate them, but
I want the weekly Reef report on Gears because it takes you about a year to play a game. So,
unlike you, I have a social life.
that's a bit harsh.
It is a bit harsh. I'm sorry. Unlike you, I don't have kids.
Yeah, that's more like it. I wasn't
Oh, there we go.
disagreeing.
That's true.
Yeah, I wasn't disagreeing with you. Clay, what about you?
I've been playing Battlefield 1, man. Loving Battlefield 1 multiplayer. I'm completely sucked back into the Battlefield world. Apart from a very exciting tweet that I saw today from the folks over at Everspace announcing that they've got an update to their preview program title that's rolling out that includes a new ship and I think some new enemy types and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I will be for sure jumping back into that. As well as my old friend Rainbow Six Siege was playing that a little bit and thoroughly loving that. They've got a collectible going on right now for Halloween that you can unlock a skeleton, what's it called? Weapon attachment. Yeah, not a skin. It's what's it? The chains that they have on the guns that you can unlock.
Yeah, key chain. Sort
Yeah,
of.
you know what? It's sometimes it's the little things that really get me hooked into wanting to play more. Or like in Battlefield, the how you can randomly after a match you can randomly be part of the people that win one of those crates that could have something cool inside of it, like a rare thing. I unlocked a legendary skin for the Doughboy, which I think a handful of people have, but it's one of those things that just entices you to keep playing.
There's quite many books written about the psychology of that, actually.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, but you just reminded me. I actually got an email 1 hour ago from Michael from Rockfish, the developer of Everspace.
Yes. Not Rocket Fish.
No, not Rocketfish. We had Michael on the podcast. You remember, of course. Lovely gentleman. And I've been trying to get him to do an AMA on the sub, and he wants to, but he keeps getting invited to all these different things from Microsoft, and he was going to appear this week, and he just sent me another email saying that he can't. He's going to something in Paris, so he might appear on the sub next week if he has time. So keep your eyes open for that.
Play will finish the game 3 times by this time next week.
Let's see, I have more questions to ask.
Be on the game. Be done with it. There is no. I'm positive there is no end to that game. It just keeps going and going. Actually, I don't think I've made it past Sector 4 in that game. So anybody that's also playing that, if you're not, really go check it out. It's awesome. It's really good.
What about you, Rossmeister?
Playing Back for the Gears campaign in hardcore.
You didn't start in hardcore?
No, I didn't.
You
I was
Nancy.
playing my wife, so I know you can have different difficulties, but
That just
I
means
wanted
your
to get
wife
through
is a
it.
Nancy.
She's called Sharon, not Nancy.
I see what you did there.
Um,
Actually,
so-
I started playing Insane, and there is no downed state in this
No.
new Insane mode. And I was
Down
like,
and
oh,
out.
yeah, I was like, okay, I'm just going to lower the difficulty back down to hardcore.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll play through the campaign a few times, I think. I've also been playing Battlefield 1. Great looking game, great mechanics, just great fun all round. And I started playing Far Cry 3 Blood Diamond. Blood Diamond? Is that it? No?
Blood Dragon.
Blood Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah, because it was in sale. And I'd never played it.
There's a funny story about that.
Yeah, there is a funny story about that. So I paid £6 for it last week because it's the one that I never played, and an announcement this week got me quite annoyed.
You got wrecked, son. But it's worth the money. It is the only Far Cry I have ever enjoyed.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't enjoy Far Cry 3?
Nope.
Oh my god, that Far Cry 3 was awesome. So good. I
Meh.
thoroughly enjoyed it.
Far Cry Blood Dragon is just incredible.
Yeah, that does. I actually never played Blood Dragon, and I'm very happy to see that come out.
Dude,
we'll
seriously.
talk about that.
You're just the right age to find
Oh,
Like-
I know.
to get
I
all
know.
the references. It's great.
I'm so looking forward to that.
If you're under the age of say 25, this game is probably going to be like really really obtuse. But if you're an old fart like us, it's perfect.
No. If they're under 25, it's really hip now.
Oh right, yeah, of course.
Just like acid wash jeans are now coming back.
Oh really? Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Don't ask me why that's.
I have
why
a-
that's happening. And mom jeans.
I have a
Ladies, if
legit
there's any
acid
ladies
wash
listening
shirt.
to this, please don't wear mom jeans. I don't know why that's a fashion trend. All right, we're derailing this. Let's jump into the. I should say I'm derailing this.
Again, you derail this into fashion. This is a repeated thing with you.
Well, I'm going to move us on quite swiftly, but I first of all want to say, like Major Nelson, congratulations to Nintendo on the reveal of the Switch. I think that got everyone in gaming excited just to see exactly what the NX was, and yeah, there's been some usual controversies. People look too much into things, but I personally can't wait to have my hands on another gaming device. So yeah,
Awesome. So are you
Congrats,
going to get?
Nintendo.
So you're going to get one? Are you going to get one, Clay?
I actually think I will. I was especially just it's a portable gaming system, and I'm on the road all the time. People are saying that it's going to be able to play games that are available on PS4 and Xbox One, and I don't know how that's possible. How is that going to be possible on that teeny tiny device?
That's a really good question. I mean, Nvidia seems really proud of the GPU that's inside there. They even wrote a
Yeah.
blog post about it. But this is an Xbox podcast, so we shouldn't talk too long about it. But I'm very excited by the Nintendo Switch. I think it's awesome. It's the best thing I think the best thing about it is the local multiplayer on the go for me.
Yeah, no, that
that's
looks really
sweet.
good. Like, the one thing I love about this subreddit is, although there's going to be fanboyism everywhere, and we all love Xbox, and that is why we do this podcast, we all love gaming more than anything. And
Exactly.
positivity I seen about a rivals console, if you want to call it, just, made me want to mention it, because ultimately we all love games, no matter your platform of choice, and this is a great alternative to our love of our life, our Xboxes, so why not?
So much. And actually, I just have to say, from the mods perspective, there is actually so little console warfare on our sub. Like, you might expect that we have to delete hundreds of posts from Sony trolls or whatever a day, and we don't. The people on our subreddit are incredibly well behaved, and we love all of you. And I think it is why I think I like our community so much, just simply because we are all gamers, and it's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep it classy, Reddit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find out what's been happening in the subreddit this week.
You're listening to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast. This week in the subreddit.
So I'm going to get things started with a game I still haven't played the original of, but the Red Dead 2 trailer dropped on the same day as the Switch reveal. One of the greatest days in gaming, I think.
Yeah.
It was like E3 too.
I think wasn't also the Logan trailer also dropped?
Yeah, Logan as well.
Yeah,
It was
Old Man
like-
Logan.
I actually stayed at work because all the stuff was going to happen while I would have been in transit, and I was like, no, I'm staying at work to watch this. I can't go anywhere. I got to be here.
I don't know about you, but I really wanted to get some karma, so I had I had the Twitter account like favorited so that as soon as they tweeted out the trailer, I could get the link because I wanted
weren't
to be the
fast
first to
enough.
post it on the subreddit.
Not fast
I was not anywhere close. But also to the person, as soon as it tweeted out, about 8 seconds later, someone commented, "Wow, looks amazing." It's like that. You couldn't have watched the trailer in that length of time. What
You
are you
might
doing?
have watched it in like 24 times speed.
I just don't understand what you're doing. But yeah, the Red Dead 2 trailer dropped. It really has piqued my interest. It looks stunning. Guys, I want to know your thoughts on next year's big release.
Can I go first?
Oh, that sounds a bit dubious, Rhys. Do we want to hear your thoughts on this?
I haven't watched the trailer yet.
Okay, Clay.
Wait,
No one
I'm
really
sorry.
cares.
Wait, what? You
Yeah.
haven't watched the trailer yet?
No,
No,
I'm
you're
not-
joking.
I'm
You've
not-
watched the trailer. It's
I
like a
haven't.
minute and 4 seconds
I'm
long.
not interested.
All right, it's a minute and 6 seconds long.
You know what? You talk about the trailer, and just for you, I'm gonna watch it now.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. You really haven't watched that trailer yet?
I got stuff to do.
You
You know what?
ungrateful gamer. No.
You go and tell everyone about the trailer. I'm gonna watch it now.
So the trailer was short but sweet and looks. It was really all about the atmosphere. You didn't really see. You didn't really see the characters so much until the very end. You see a posse rolling through. It looks incredible, absolutely incredible. I'm really wondering. This game's going to be dropping in the fall of next year. And I can only imagine that they'll be building one either, maybe it's going to drop on Xbox One and PS4, and then I don't know if it's going to be the same time frame or maybe shortly after, similar to what happened with GTA 5, that they'll have another version of it available that's in 4K or whatever it is that's going to be supported on the new Scorpio system. But it just looks I mean, just from the trailer itself, it looked so good. And I think they had said that the trailer was recorded on a PS4, if I remember reading something somewhere.
Pro or standard?
I think it was standard. I don't think it was a pro, if I remember. I could be completely wrong. But, yeah. all I can think of, I mean, I should rewatch the trailer right before this, but I was just amazed by the starry night sky. There was like an oil field or an oil rig that was on fire.
Yeah.
The town scene just looked so dirty and gritty. Oh my gosh, it looked so nice. Like it just looked incredible. Just an incredible world that you're going to be able to play in. So very, very excited about that. Ross, I know you checked it out, but you haven't played Red Dead, the original, which I'm very still disappointed in. So
yeah, I will play it by the time Red Dead 2 comes out, but like that made me want to play the original quite a lot. The graphics are unbelievable. You stick a Johnny Cash soundtrack over that.
Oh yeah, be really good, huh?
Yeah, it was just like, oh, it really. I liked when Bethesda done Fallout at E3 and came out at Christmas, like, you know, it came out fall last year because it was a short release time. But I feel that this is a gaming event, you know, and it probably needed that length of time to. I sort of hope we don't hear anything till E3 now.
I'm sure they'll be dropping some stuff here and there. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Away. I hope. I can't wait that long.
So I watched it.
Always watched it, right?
I watched the trailer while you guys were yammering on there. Eh.
Anyway, moving on.
No, seriously, it's just a bunch of semi-still images of some scenery.
It's a teaser, man.
Yeah, and then a dude standing around with some very pretty spark effects, and then some dudes riding a horse. Like, it looks good graphically, but there's no gameplay. There's nothing really there to get anyone excited about the game itself. But it does look nice.
Actually, I understand that, yeah, but maybe I just fall for this hype.
I think basically this trailer is Red Dead 2 exists. That's the only message
exactly what it is.
It has to say. And I mean, that's all everyone wanted to hear. Like, for example, if they made a trailer saying, a teaser trailer that said something like, "Oh, I don't know, Beyond Good and Evil 2 exists," I would crap my pants in excitement. So I understand why everyone is losing their minds. But as someone who's not interested,
Yeah, I mean they've got to hype it up, man. They gotta milk this. They gotta milk it and milk it good, and they will. I mean, you saw all of last week. It was one day was just a red Rockstar logo, and people friggin' flipped out. And then it was like a sunset, red sunset, and then it was guys on the sunset, and then it was
they should have just trolled everybody with like the Hunt for Red October or something on the third day.
GTA 5. Yeah.
Red 3 coming to cinemas next year.
So let's move on now.
Yeah. Next topic, go for it, Rhys.
Sure. So while we're on the topic of Bethesda, what about this Skyrim Special Edition plus mods? A bit of drama involving that, in that, you know, Sony are being, well, Sony and not giving people what they want. So they finally bent at the knee and allowed. First, they weren't going to have any mods on the PS4, but they finally bent the knee, and they can have mods, but they can only be 1 gigabyte. But the Xbox One version can be 5 gigabytes, so we can have 5 times the size of a mod. So the modding community is clearly not happy with that on the PS4 side, obviously. So that was that small controversy. It's not small if you're a PS4 owner. If you're a PS4 owner, it's absolutely outrageous. But for us, it's like, oh, that's interesting. Anyway, so it's coming out. Did you see all the footage?
It looks really nice. I did see
really nice.
Yeah.
It looks like
really nice.
it looks like the vanilla Skyrim Special Edition looks like some of the best graphics mods I have seen for the PC.
What did you the vanilla Skyrim?
It's the vanilla Skyrim Special Edition. Yeah, because
As in, it's not got the mods
yeah,
on
yeah,
top.
yeah, because there's going to be
Yeah.
mods. And people were also complaining that graphical mods disable achievements.
They were complaining about that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, any mods should disable achievements.
Well, I mean, like, for example, if someone decides they want, I don't know, different colored lighting or something, should that really disable the achievements? I mean, I understand, like, it's safer just to make a catch-all because, you know, there will be within seconds a mod that makes you invincible, for example. So
I'm just waiting for the John Cena mod.
yeah, well, that. Well, actually, what Bethesda's done is they've opened up the system already, so the mods will be actually there and waiting and made and good to go. So when the first people get their copies of Skyrim, they can install the mods immediately. Bethesda,
If you know if you're getting in and you're not going to have achievements in this game, that's fine. I had it in PC and I had lots of mods on it. I don't know. I sort of want to pick it up again, but I don't know if I can dedicate the time away from Rocket League. So, you know, I just don't know. Like, it looks stunning. The fact it's got mods integration in consoles again, like Fallout, absolutely fantastic. I didn't think it looked that great.
you mean like you didn't think the graphics looked good?
No,
Why not?
I don't know. I just didn't think they looked as good as what people were making out.
I thought it looked really, really nice.
I don't think it looked $60 good.
Ooh, $60 good. Is that a measurable metric now?
Yes.
It is now.
Apparently.
I've heard, and it's the word. The bird is the word. Wait, so it's $60? Is it really
Yeah.
$60?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does
It's
it come with all the
£50.
DLC?
Because of the exchange rate in the UK right now, that's actually quite good.
Does it come with the
Yeah.
DLC?
But for you know, I'm going to put some perspective here. Okay, I own the Ultimate Edition on PC, so I get the upgrade to this for nothing. So I don't have the incentive to get this again.
Why would
Yeah.
you? If you get the game for free, I'm just
I
gonna
know.
buy it again.
But, well, I've already paid for the Ultimate Edition on PC, but and there will be some people in the same boat as me. I know they've done the same with BioShock as well. But you know, like, I love remasters for people that haven't had a chance to play the first game. There will be people that haven't never played Skyrim that they cannot wait to get a hold of. You know, part of gaming history as such.
Oh yeah, if you have not played Skyrim, just go and buy that game right now. You have no excuse to it.
That's me.
So wait, you're complaining that I haven't played Red Dead and you haven't played Skyrim?
Nah.
Like the most important open world game in.
It's American. There's not enough guns.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah.
Maybe if that Thomas the Train or the Macho Man Randy Savage mod is in there that we've seen all over.
I'm sure there's
Oh
probably
yeah!
there's probably going to be a guns mod out there somewhere.
Probably. I'll just bring in the Nuka-Cola or something like that into it. But no, like, I just think, you know, these remasters are all great, and I can see when it's a collection of games like the Arkham or the BioShock collection, you know, they are not full price releases. But
No, I can
this
see where you're
is a
coming from.
single game, plus Oblivion's better. Anyway, moving on. Clay, do you want to take this next story?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I think we just lost half of our subscriber base.
I'm looking forward to Twitter this week.
Try what? Can I try Unus 87 and make sure to say that correctly. Posted some Titanfall 2 reviews. So Titanfall 2 is out this week officially. Is it out today? We're recording on Tuesday, by the way, people.
I'm not sure. Is it Friday? I'm not sure. This week,
Yeah.
if not next week, maybe.
So that's exactly my concern with this. So overall the reviews are good so far, and I think the reviews are mostly just the single player campaign, which have all been pretty high.
Good. Yeah,
Since
they've
the
been pretty high.
multiplayer, I don't think you can officially, really review that until the game's officially launched. But
Yeah.
the reviews are good, which is great. I was very excited to hear that they were going to be adding a single player campaign. My concern is exactly what I just said. I have no idea when this game's launched. I know it's sometime around Battlefield. I know it's sometime around Gears. I know my money I've already spent on Gears of War and on Battlefield, and I'm not at this point sure, even though this is getting really good reviews, sure I'm going to plop down $60 to pick this game up right now.
I already decided I'm not.
I'm not either.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't.
three of us right here.
I really didn't like the multiplayer beta.
Oh.
I loved Titanfall 1, and the beta basically took everything I loved about Titanfall 1 and chewed it up and spat it out. And so I'm sure the single player is great, but I'm not going to spend $60 on 4 to 5 hours of a single player that's, I mean, it's just not worth it. Maybe in spring.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Is I will own this game at one point, just
Oh,
not now.
for sure.
But are you guys familiar with Shinobi602? He is a quite well-known
Yes.
industry person. Does a lot of
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I have no idea
leaking
who
and
that is.
he does a lot of leaking and stuff on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's pretty big on the gaff.
Oh.
They love him
Oh.
on the gaff. And he wrote. This was actually linked in the mod chat. He wrote. Actually, no, sorry. He quoted from the Games Radar review, and that is, "This isn't just an unexpectedly great FPS campaign. It is a genuinely special one. The kind that doesn't come along very often, but shakes up perceptions of the genre the instant it appears. Frankly, it's ridiculous that we get this in the same year as Doom, but get it we do, and change things it really does."
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Yep.
Some
Where's
high.
my Amazon account? I don't know if you remember, like 10 episodes ago, we asked what one would you buy, Titanfall, Infinite Warfare, or Battlefield, and Rhys, I'm pretty sure you said Titanfall.
No, I said Battlefield.
Did you?
Yeah.
Or maybe no one said Titanfall, but I said that, that they'd an opportunity to do the puzzle aspect with your Titan, not just have it as being a thing that you get. And from what I'm reading, it seems to have that.
Hmm.
It's got some really, really smart, complex levels and missions in it. I said if it wasn't just sandwiched in between some of my most anticipated releases,
Right.
and I still haven't finished so many games, it probably would have been a day one. If this was an end of February release, I think it would have been massive, or a beginning of this summer release. There's so much out, I just can't justify picking it up right now.
Yeah. There's only
And I
one.
sort of want it when I'm hearing things like this. I just can't justify it.
There's only one review so far that's not a glowing praise, and it's still good. It's from Polygon, and their provisional score is 7 out of 10. And they like it, but they're not happy with the multiplayer. And basically, they have, like, if you go to the comments in the thread, people, it's the top post, and everyone is like highlighting certain things that they've said, and like basically all the old Titanfall 1 purists, who are people like myself, who are really, really upset with the changes to the multiplayer. I think Titanfall 2 is the perfect game for people who didn't like Titanfall 1, when it comes to the multiplayer at least. But I like Titanfall 1.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
I bought Titanfall 1
that.
day one, so this is really
Yeah.
weird for me.
yeah, me
It
too.
is. It is.
I think-
I have a feeling that this is going to be the game that I tell my wife that I want for Christmas. That's
That's
going to
what I
be
did
my.
with Siege last year.
Oh, see, and you're enjoying Siege, right?
Oh, I still play Siege,
And
yeah.
they're continually improving multiplayer. So there's nothing. What's funny is multiplayer is becoming it's not becoming less relevant to me, but I'm becoming, as long as it works day one. when it's released. I'm pretty happy with that. I know that they can continually improve it. What I like is that we're seeing is that developers are listening to the gamers and their complaints and actively making modifications. I know we're not really going to talk about the Division on this episode, but the Division just rolled out a huge
1.4.
update. Yeah, and it's the change log is friggin' massive. It's
apparently
absolutely massive.
It changed like everything about the end game.
Yeah. So it's great that these companies, Siege is another one. They're constantly, it's like every month there's an update rolling out where they're tweaking characters, adding characters, removing weapon sets, adding weapon sets, based on players' feedback. So it's great to see. So hopefully, if there are some complaints around Titanfall 2 multiplayer, that the Respawn will be listening, and I'm sure they listened.
They already implemented a
lot of those.
One of the modes that they wanted back. What the attrition?
Yeah.
Because they took that out, and everyone was like,
people were like flipping out.
Yeah,
that wasn't there.
Attrition was Titanfall to the point where like Conquest is Battlefield. If Battlefield came out without Conquest, people would lose their minds. And so it was, but luckily they saw that was just not smart at all. Like, actually, we want to sell more than one copy of this game, so they fixed it.
Small note on Battlefield 1. My buddies and I would there was always a set of 4 of us that would almost regularly always play Battlefield 4 and 3, and both of those games had team deathmatch, where it's squad. I can't remember what it's called.
Squad deathmatch.
Where it was like 4 on 4 on 4 on 4, and there was only like one vehicle that would spawn. They were always small areas, and it was all about just teamwork. And I'm going, it's not in Battlefield 1? Am I missing it? Is it not here? I am enjoying the huge conquest mode.
The people who played those modes really liked them, but there was about 10 of you.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't know that existed.
There was just a small group of us. Very hardcore. That's why every time we joined, we'd back out of a game and get matched right back up with the same people we backed out.
Everybody played Conquest, and in Bad Company, Rush was where it was at. Rush in Bad Company was so good, but Rush in Battlefield 3 and 4 was pretty crap.
I liked it in 3.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as Conquest.
Yeah.
But I hear the new operations mode for Battlefield 1 is the shiz. Is it Operation?
Shiz?
What's it called?
I don't know. I've been doing the single player, so I'm not sure.
Help me out here, guys. Everyone's talking about it. And I can't believe I can't remember. It's like a campaign that you play. It can take like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Operations.
Is it Operations? I was right the first time.
I'm sure it's Operations anyway.
I'm sure we're wrong. We're going to find out angrily in the comments.
Guys, I was upset this week, as I alluded to at the beginning of the show.
Yes, I've been waiting for this.
So, Games with Gold November got announced in DV Stack. Let us know that Super Dungeon Brothers is coming between the 1st and 15th of November.
It's fun.
And then Murdered Soul Suspect from November 16th onward. And the 360 backwards compatible games are Monkey Island Special Edition on the 1st of November and something else that I'd never heard of from the middle of the month.
It's Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Yeah, so I bought that last week.
It's money well spent, though.
It is. I'm proud of you for supporting that developer.
Me
and that
too.
is probably, even though I haven't played it yet, it looks like somebody...
that poor little independent developer
that make Rainbow Six Siege.
But I'm just, yeah, it is. And can we get you guys on here already? Jesus. No, I'm just happy that they actually produced something off the wall as that. Even though I haven't played it,
you know what? Ubisoft
very fond
gets
memories
a
of
lot
the
of flack, but they are definitely the most open and experimental and off the wall big publisher and developer there is. They put so much time and effort into trying. Whenever a new console is out, Ubisoft is all over that. Whenever a new way to play games is out, be it Kinect or VR, Ubisoft is all over that.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
they actually have like all these little divisions of Ubisoft who pump out this really cool indie
Divisions.
stuff like indie UB Art, who make those amazing games like Child of Light and Rayman Legends and that other game about World War One, Valiant Hearts.
Oh, I cried my eyes out of that game.
Saddest ending ever.
I still haven't played. By the way,
Oh, play that. That's a great game.
It'll give you the
I keep
feels,
meaning
man.
to play that. It's not long, right? It's not a long, and it was on
No.
Gold Games with Gold maybe a year
It'll
ago.
probably take you 4 hours max.
Yeah, I've got to play that.
It'll give you the feels, man. The
To be
serious.
fair, you
feel.
can play it in handheld devices as well. I'm sure you can get it in iPhone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a great game. But look, the only one that I'm not too bothered about is Murdered Soul Suspect because I actually got that and
It's a good game.
Oh, I didn't like it.
Why not?
I don't know. It felt pointless and soulless.
What was the point of that game? What was that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It felt
Murdered and
pointless.
You're trying to find your murderer.
Yeah, basically you get you're a detective, and at the beginning of the game you get killed, and you come back as a ghost, and you spend the whole game trying to solve your own murder. It's an interesting
through
idea.
like absolutely pointless clues, collecting them and avoiding demon type things.
Okay, so in a less description of how the game works, it's
What was that? Were you just possessed?
that's the sound he made. If anyone's played that game that Rockstar made last generation, that detective game that was really famous,
The Agent.
the detective game that Rockstar made last game with the really revolutionary
Ping
facial
pong.
animations.
Ping pong.
Bully.
Oh God, help me out.
L.A.
Guys.
Noir. L.A. Noir.
L.A. Noir, thank you. It's very similar to L.A. Noir. Basically,
it's not.
you get to hear me out. You get put into like a situation, and you have to walk around the room because you're a ghost, and you do that, and you have to find all these clues and examine them, and then at the end you have to basically, like, he'll ask a question and you have to figure out the answer, and you have all the different clues and you have to choose the answer and then move on. The bad thing about it is that you can't get it wrong, or rather if you get it wrong it goes bzz, nope, try again. So you can just brute force your way through. But it's not that bad. It has a nice little story.
It's a good concept, poorly executed.
I think it has a good story.
I never finished it, so I never found out.
Well, it has. It's one of those stories with a twist, obviously.
I just think there's better games out there, and I can understand it's a free win, and then no one should moan about games with gold and everything else. It's just not one that I'll be downloading. That's all.
Super Dungeon Bros, though.
Yeah, that was great.
That looks
Can't beat
great.
a dungeon
That
crawler.
actually does look really fun.
We should get the devs on here.
No, we
We
should. ask
should.
if they'll come
That
on.
would be fun.
Yeah.
Can we not get the Monkey Island devs on? No.
Oh well, you mean Tim?
That would be good.
I might be able to swing Tim. I can try.
We should ask.
Yeah.
But I've never played the special edition of Monkey Island, so I'm looking forward to that. That's probably out of all the games there since I bought one. That is the one game that I'm like, oh, I really can't wait to play that.
It looks good,
Yeah.
and you can go back to the old graphic, like back
Yep.
with the press of a button. It's great.
Anyway, so what else happened this week? The voice actors have announced they're on strike. And user Diddy Carter let us know all about this in the subreddit. What is your guys' thoughts? Because this could have some impact on games coming out over the next sort of 18 months.
Was this only with a few studios, correct? Or was this just in general?
It's the whole voice actors guild, like their union or whatever you want to call it.
But
Even
it's only
Nolan
against a
North.
few. But it's
Yeah.
only against a few developers that are
Yeah.
still using the old contracts.
yeah. The almighty Steve Blum even came out and made a comment.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was his comment?
Oh, what did he say? It was in the other thread, but he did make a comment about it. Let me just quickly Google this. But yeah, basically the voice actors are stuck.
So, So basically,
It's
they've
old.
had the
Yeah.
same contract terms for years, and those terms, seem to be quite heavily weighted towards the employer rather than employee. And like every union, that things go on prolonged and they can't have a happy outcome for all parties involved, they felt that their only action is to strike. And of course, gamers, as gamers, we want all of our games to top quality voice actors, like we want them just to have graphics and gameplay and everything else. But these people have jobs and have to work and want to work in the best conditions for the best pay that they possibly can. So if this is the only way they can do it, then why not?
Yeah, well, Steve actually made a big post about it, and he broke down the whole thing. He explained the union, like you said, why they stroke. It's basically against the biggest gaming publishers, Activision, Take-Two, and Electronic Arts. And it only affects about 25% of the voice actors. But yeah, Steve. By the way, if anyone doesn't know Steve Blum, just Google him. He's the voice of everyone you've ever known. He's like the cousin of Nolan. Nolan. If it's an American male, it's voiced by either Steve Blum or Nolan North.
What's the other one called? There's another one as well.
I can't remember, but I just know Steve and Nolan. Actually, if you play the Deadpool game, Deadpool is voiced by Nolan North, and there's a little Easter egg in very Deadpool style where if you use your telephone in your house, you'll actually call Nolan North, and like he calls himself, and like it's really funny. You got to watch it. But yeah, basically, Steve broke down the whole thing. The issues are vocal stress. They want, as in like having to shout and scream and die and burn and all the rest for hours on end. They want stunt coordinators because nowadays they're having to do a lot of motion capture and they're not being given stunt coordinators and they're getting hurt. They want transparency. So they have to sign NDAs before they can even apply. And for example, they can't, they get fined for turning down or passing on some auditions even after they've signed the NDA. So you have to sign the NDA to even know what the job is about, and then when you find what the job is about and you're like, yeah, no, I'm not interested, they can fine you for that, which is
It's pretty crazy.
Pretty
I
great.
heard someone say on another podcast actually, and it was a great example, and someone said, imagine signing up for the recent Mafia 3 and having to sign an NDA and essentially being asked to play a racist.
Yeah, actually, he says that here.
Yeah.
Like, you sign up for an NDA and you turn up, and then suddenly you're told that you have to spew racist vulgarities for the next 6 hours of your day. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I really want to be associated with this, and the choice has been removed from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
And the last issue before you make your point is compensation. They want, basically their money they're saying is crap, and they want more money, and they also want bonuses for every 2 million copies of the game sold. Yeah, so that's it.
Well, I mean,
So-
couldn't they? Wouldn't this just? I feel like this industry these voice actors should be leveraging what's being done for, I don't know, cartoons or other voiceover. I mean, this shouldn't be anything new, or I'm not understanding what I guess it's the company's pushing back. That's why they don't want to do this. I mean, these guys are. I feel sympathetic for them that they're putting their voices, so to speak, on the line. And now I didn't even think about that when you mentioned that a lot of them are doing not only the voiceover but also the motion capture while they're doing this. And I mean, I feel like, is that another pay grade level for them? Are they just expected to do this? And I'm sure some of these people now have to maintain a certain level of fitness to be able to do.
Yeah, well, see, also, it can be really, really uncomfortable. Not just motion capture, but what they call performance capture. And for anyone who doesn't know what this is, basically what they do is they capture your performance. So if you see LA Noire, for example, that was the very first example of performance capture, where people emote realistically and they have really nice facial expressions and really nice voice syncing and stuff. What they've done is they've basically taped a whole bunch of electrodes all over the person's face. And I've been to the Remedy HQ, where they have a big motion capture and performance capture studio. It's really cool, guys. If you ever come to Finland, I'll take you there. But anyway, they call like their internal name for their performance capture studio, I use the word studio lightly, is the sweat box. And it's a small room about the same size as probably an American pantry. And
Are we talking typical or clay-sized?
Well, you know, we
If
can't
it's
all
clay-sized, it's the size of my house.
on the we can't all
We do it
all
big
live
here
on
in
the
America,
Parker
folks.
Manor, but the Parker estate. But yeah, so it's a small room, maybe 3 by 3 meters, and there's a green screen at the back, and they stand. They don't sit. They stand with their head against the neck brace, so that they can't move, like their head stays stationary. So they've got their head in a neck brace, and their face is covered in like these little electrodes that are all evenly spaced out, and they're drawn all over their face as well so they can see. And they have to act while staring straight ahead without moving their face. And they're being having these huge studio lights shone directly in their face, and they're in there for like hours at a time in a small hot room being blasted by studio lights. If anyone's ever stood in front of studio lights, they are hot, and yeah, that's why they call it the sweat box. That is really not fun.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so
I still do it though.
Yeah, like ultimately, I know people can argue, "Oh, this is their jobs, this is what they signed up for," but really, you know, you want the best conditions for your workers, or else they won't perform the best.
Yeah. Well, see, the people I've spoken to in the industry about this, they basically told me that, of course, it's typical politics in that the average voice actor doesn't want all of this, but of course, you know, you have to shoot high on your first demands, because you know that's how negotiations work, and then you sort of come down and find the middle ground somewhere in the middle. But basically, they're saying that it's not like this. The industry there doesn't need these standards. Basically, the industry standards are garbage, and they need to be shook up. And this is the shake-up that they need. They need to be rewritten, because apparently they're like 15, 20 years old. Even older, and so they're really out of date. So hopefully they can come to some sort of nice agreement before we lose any video games.
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, no one wants to see any games get affected, but I'm sort of on their side in this. Although it'll be interesting to see both sides of the story, and this is one we need to pan out. If you're a voice actor and you want to come on and talk about this, we'd love to have you on, I think. Would you not?
Yeah, that'd be great. I can also see if I know any voice actors I can drag on.
Yep.
Welcome to the Party Chat podcast.
Yeah, just so we can, like, you know, make him work under terrible conditions for nothing.
That's what we do every week.
But anyway, like, I think we've reached the end of the podcast. And can I just say thank you so much to Sophia for doing our intro. And if you listen to after the post credits, you'll see exactly why she done an intro for this week's podcast, and this is what happens when you click on the wrong name in Skype. But thank you guys, and for another week, Xbox turn off.
You're listening to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit.
Let's do this.
More than the Red Dead trailer.
That's funny.
Hello?
Hi, Sophia.
What's up?
No, what? I haven't spoken in ages, and I just thought I'd randomly invite you into a podcast. So we're recording live right now, so say hi to Reddit.
Oh, hi, Reddit. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, hi.
Say hi to
I'm
Clay and
trying
Rhys.
to.
Hi.
Wait,
She's more famous than us freaking bound.
I'm
That's
not
not
famous.
hard, man.
She's
I
even,
just know famous people.
She's even more famous than Uncle Jesse.
No.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Oh, savage. That's going in the podcast.
What are you guys even? I don't even. Oh,
This is the
okay,
Reddit pod.
whatever. What are you?
The Reddit podcast.
Okay,
Ross
fair enough.
accidentally clicked the call somebody else button, and we laughed, and then he decided, I'm just going to call a random person right now, and that was you.
Okay.
And when I think of the word random, Sophia, I generally get drawn towards you. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I am very random.
Sophia, you're going to
probably
be
ask
the
her
Reddit
permission.
outtake this week.
I'm gonna be in the outtakes?
Yeah.
What part? This part?
Yeah.
What? What?
Were you slaughtered
the
Uncle
front door.
Jesse?
Wait. Uncle Jesse? I love how you say that. No, wait. I'm not prepared. I'm just sounding like an asshole right now.
No, see, you've already been recorded.
Oh,
It's already happened, love. Shh.
without my consent? How
Well,
no,
dare
Jesus.
you? How?
Sophia, can you just do me one thing and just, I love the way you say it. Can you just say yes?
Yes.
Thank you. So just so that I can edit this later on, Sophia, do you give permission to use your voice? Thanks. Right, that's it.
Oh God, you sneaky, sneaky, sneaky girl. I don't know.